Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Friday, June 14th. The days just slip by, man. It gets crazy. Today is Faithful Friday, and I decided on Faithful Friday. Because I used to do Fantastic Friday. But God is so faithful to us and so faithful in bringing forth what we need, teaching us. I was going to talk a little bit about inconsistency. This was another point that was in our John Maxwell Leadership Zoom that we did on Wednesday. I think that was Wednesday. And his topic actually is landmines in leadership. I think, is that what he says? Landmines for leaders. He says he's going to write a book on it. It's on his to-do list, but the title is something he's working on because nobody's going to want to buy a book about landmines. But it's good. If you're wanting to be a leader, you need to know what to look out for and things that could hold you up. But for me, thinking about these landmines and how they are, whether you're a leader or not a leader, inconsistency was one of the landmines that he talked about. If you're saying something but you're not doing it. But when I was growing up, I heard a lot of times from a lot of my adult teachers, whatever, do what I say, not what I do. That's not how people work. People watch what you're doing. They give you respect or no respect for what you're doing. If you're saying you need to be doing this, but you're not doing it, why are you telling me to do that? You know what I mean? So I think in my age, there was so much, and probably today's age, I think there's a lot of confusion. Not in my age, but when I was younger, a lot of confusion because of that, because of the things that we as adults or leaders are saying yet not doing. So if you're really wanting to have influence on people, if you're wanting to help them and lead them, then you need to be working on what you're doing. You have to recognize that. One of the ways that you can recognize that is, am I doing this? If I'm telling somebody to do something, and I do tend to try and be that kind of leader already. If I'm at my grooming salon and when I was the leader, I didn't just tell them that they had to do it this way. I would try to do it this way. There are some things that I do that I tell them not to do because I have the experience, and at some point you can do this, but I know what I'm doing. We're dealing with dogs and safety. Until you get the experience and know how, don't do that. But in general, this is how we do things. We hook them up like this. We do this, and I try to lead by example. That's always been my mantra, but sometimes I haven't, and I need to check myself, recognize it, look at myself. Am I doing this before I start telling others to do that? I think that was it. That's because there's a lot of notes that he had that just are really, I couldn't go into all of them because it's just amazing. But one of his examples on making you think about this is, he says, a pint equals a gallon. A pint of example is equal to a gallon of advice. So if you're showing and you're doing the things, they're going to see that and they're going to follow your lead. So that's always been a little bit of a struggle for me. I am keeping this one short today because I've got some things to do, going in late, but I am enjoying this so much, and it's helping me to remember that grace, again, is more than what we think it is. And Extraordinary is the book by John Bevere that is amazing because God created us to be extraordinary, to be leaders, to be out there showing people how to do it and guide people to Christ. We're supposed to be discipling people no matter who we are if we're Christian. That even if you don't consider yourself a leader, we are all supposed to be discipling people. So that puts you in a leadership position. So Extraordinary by John Bevere is an amazing book to read too. It just reminds us that God created us to be extraordinary, and there's no reason for us to not be able to overcome the things that we're struggling with because his grace is in us. And that's where I say grace, and he says grace is more than what we think it is. There is a little piece of Jesus inside of all of us that we can tap into and continue to reach that perfection. I hope you have an amazing Friday, Faithful Friday. I love you, God loves you, and I will see you soon.